Oh my gosh, we are done for today. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to my podcast. I'm Coach Racquel. And we just finished recording episode 8. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I am at episode 8, and believe you me, it's just mind blowing for me because I was so nervous to start this, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to. I would carry it forward and keep doing it, but I made a promise to myself that if I enjoy it and if I'm having a good time, I would continue, and I've been having a good time, and so here we are. And I just want to say thank you to you for watching. Thanks for listening. Now today we unboxed. We had one box that we unboxed, and a package that we unwrapped, and both of them are Amazon hauls, and it was fantastic. This is one of the things I unboxed, but you'll see it. Also, for our topic today, I did a reaction video to Terrence Howard's interview where he talked about Hollywood and Diddy and the parties and what he thinks about manhood and how the environment impacts manhood. Thumbs up to you, Terrence Howard, but I had some questions for you, okay? Awesome. And then we also shared information on the top funding opportunities in April 2025, and I zoomed in on current opportunities for people in the UK. All right, so today the United Kingdom is what I zoomed in. It was such a fun episode. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go. Let's begin the show. Please watch to the end. Please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, engage, please. And if you don't like it, dislike it, but engage. Please and thank you. I hope to see you again soon. Let's go. I love to open new packages. There will be the latest information on top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me. I'm Coach Racquel, and it is a passion project for me, so I'm so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh. Hello. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? I just love the music in that intro. It just really gets you going. You know what I mean? Anyway, welcome back to my podcast. And of course, this podcast is the Refresh, Relax, Renew podcast. And it's hosted by myself, Coach Racquel, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I'm happy to share with you. I'm happy to get into some trending topics, do some unboxing, and then share with you some the top funding opportunities for April 2025. And though I'm recording this in April, but you could get it in May, but just do not worry, because when May comes around, the May funding opportunities would have been published to the platform, to the blog. So don't worry about whether or not whenever that I'm recording this, because whenever you log on, whenever you hear this podcast, the latest information would be for that month or that time will be available to you, as well as this information that I'm talking about will also be there. All right, so I just want to say welcome back to the program. I'm so happy to have you. I'm happy to be here. We are at episode 8. Can you believe it? Episode 8. Oh my goodness. This is such an accomplishment for me. Season 1 will have 13 episodes, between 13 and 15 episodes. I'm not sure, but one of the two. And then we rest a little and come back for season 2 because we're doing so well. And I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't sure I would enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying it right now, but I actually am. So let's go. Let's do this. So thank you so much for joining me here. And before we go any further, I want to share with you a prayer from my book, Prayers. Yes, right here. Prayers by Racquel Aries, which would be me, aka Coach Racquel. And I like to share, I like to I'm really getting into feeling like I'm really liking like just sharing one of the purrs with you at the beginning of the segment. And of course, after we do this, then we're gonna go into our ASMR moment. Okay? Yeah. So let me look for one of the short ones. All right. So this one, I think we're gonna do this one. Okay, so this one, the title of this one is Thy Will Be Done. Thy Will Be Done. Dear Father God, please let your Holy Spirit fill my life, my heart, and my mind. Let your light shine through me, God. Let your love surround and protect me. Let your love overflow in me, Jehovah. Lord, I thank you for loving me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for providing for me. I love you. I worship you. I honor you. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven in my life. Amen. From the book Prayers, written by me. And this book is available on Amazon. You can get it anytime if you want to, if you would like to. So now let's get into our ASMR moments. And this moment is really, really special. And I really want you to allow yourself to just let yourself be in this moment. Just let yourself be. Let go, let things flow, and just relax. Allow yourself to relax and only think of positive things and think about the positive things that you want to happen in your life. And we're going to just relax and let that take its place. Okay, so right now it's time for the ASMR minute. Let's go. Ooh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Ah, man, let me take this moment. Oh man, that was beautiful. Wasn't that beautiful? Just listening to the ocean and letting the waves just, soothe our minds. Oh my goodness, that was absolutely beautiful. I loved every bit of that just now. I really enjoyed it and I loved it. That it was so pleasant to the ears, healing for the mind, soothing to the heart. Just breathe. Yeah, just breathe. So, amazing. That was just amazing. So now it's time for us to move into to the first segment of our show. Oh yeah. All right. So today, the trending topic that I want to have a conversation or I want to react to. This is something I want to react to. Let me open it. And of course, I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to have any copyright strike. So we're just going to listen to the audio.
You know, there's a short life.
All right, pause there. All right, so let me just let you know. Oh, hang on, I need to connect to this thing so you can hear it properly. Today, I want to react to an interview clip from Terrence Howard. He was on this podcast, and he spoke about some things in Hollywood and Sean Combs, to be specific, more popularly known as Diddy. I don't like that name, so I prefer to just call him Sean Combs. That's his name. So, because I think sometimes when we start thinking of people as what they do and the names they give themselves and as their different titles, I think sometimes we forget that it's a human being. Sometimes that gets lost in the conversation and the sauce of things. We forget that, hang on, this is a human being. And as flawed as they are, they feel, they experience things, they have family members, and they're human at the end of the day. And none of these people that we tend to try to hold accountable carries more accountability in our lives than we do. And I think it's important for us to remember that when we have the conversations and these discussions. So I'm going to play the clip and I'll interrupt it from time to time because I'm reacting to it. I want to react to it, and I want to comment as it plays. I don't want to listen to the entire thing and then comment. I want to react to it as it's being played. All right, so bear with me. All right, awesome. All right, so let's go to the clip. All right, and this is the clip. That's what I'm going to be playing. All right.
And why do you think that is with the creative side? Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your dad.
Okay, I would like to make a comment before he gets to the man card part. He said something here that I think I probably want to replay it because it blew my mind.
Man card?
Hold on, hang on. I'm trying to...
What do you mean by
okay,
that?
so I don't see how to replay it. So I feel as though as a grown professional who he's been married before, so he's been a husband, sorry. I think Terrence Howard, and before I start commenting on him, thank you, Terrence Howard, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for putting yourself out there that we could use your experience as a breakdown to help us do our self-work to achieve our breakthrough. So let me say this, preface this by saying, when I talk about these hot topics, my intention is not to demean, it's not to mislead, it is not to lament, it's not even to praise. Really, I listen to these stories so I can identify the breakdowns, or I can explore their breakdowns so that I can be inspired into doing my own self-work, right? So I can be inspired into doing my own self-work so that I can achieve breakthroughs in this life, all right? So it's a learning process for me. It's not about criticism. It really is about assessing what he's saying and finding the empowerment factor in it and the accountability. We're looking for accountability and empowerment. And as he opened up just now and he made that statement, like right off the bat, it just like touched somewhere inside of me, because I'm like, what are we teaching our kids? Are we teaching our kids that we don't have accountability for our actions? So you end up having to just take drugs. Like, it's so flippant, like someone just was walking and they stubbed their toes and they just fell into drugs. Right? We're making choices. And don't we need to address these things in a way that when our children listen, they can be able to say, okay, so how do I do it differently? But if we're approaching it in this way where, oh, they're just on drugs and this is the situation and the environment just, and don't get me wrong, our environments are important, right? Because a bad environment will almost inevitably lead to some bad experiences that we can then learn from. But don't we have any power or any choice over the environment that we find ourselves in? I mean, I can understand that. I can understand a child who grew up in certain circumstances and stuff like that. But as adults, don't we have any accountability in the environment we choose to engage in and stay in? Because it's one thing to enter a situation and realize that, hold on, this is not good enough for me. I don't have the capacity for this. Don't we have the choice to leave? And if you didn't have the choice to leave, let's say you're not strong enough. Who do you place that blame on if you're not strong enough? Is it the other person's fault? Let's say, and I do not condone drugs or anything like that. But let's say you visit me and and I do drugs, right? My environment is unhealthy. Don't you have the responsibility to yourself to say, you know what? I cannot stay in this environment because I'm not strong enough to stay around it and not do it. Like, I'm just trying to find out where in all of this does personal accountability and personal responsibility come in? But let's continue listening, because that one just threw me off completely. Now he's going to go into the whole manhood thing, and let's listen.
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy party. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Let us pause right there. That statement to me is so loaded, and in some respects, totally agree with him on some of what he just said about when you compromise, make compromises on who you are intrinsically, then absolutely it is, you can lose yourself and it can be very difficult to get yourself back. But man, when he get to that statement and he said all those people that went to the parties and all those people, no, he just made a blanket statement about a wide variety of people that I don't think is fair. How fair is that? That's not fair. What he just said isn't fair. I'm sure there were people who went to the party because they went to an event that were probably linked to their business. I'm sure there were persons who went in innocent and came out a victim. I'm sure there are persons who, like, to make such a blanket statement without providing any evidence or any records or statistics to support what he is saying. So are you trying to tell me that every single person who has ever gone to a party that Sean Combs has ever hosted went down the drain? And if that's the case, how is it he was able to do it for so long? And Mr. Howard, I received the part where you talk about losing, whether it's your manhood or your womanhood or whatever the case may be. But why do we always make it? Why is it that society makes sex the major crimes of our lifetime? Why is sex the major crime? And when I say major crime, I mean from a perspective of one's sexual choices. Why is it that sex always become the worst thing that you can do? Start with your sexuality. Is manhood just about sexuality? So hold on now. When a man commits a crime, when they take somebody's life, it does not equate to the same thing as compromising when you say on your sexuality. Weren't some people at those parties as a network for business? Come on now, this is what I say. Sean Coates he's caught. He is caught. We don't have to add to the things he's been accused of are so egregious. They are so out there. Nobody needs to add to it. We don't need to embellish. We don't need to add. You don't need to put just the straight facts are enough to hold him accountable. But how are you holding yourself accountable? You know, there's a quote that will be that flashes on the screen that says, "Evil prevails, evil prospers when good men do nothing." Why are you only talking now, Terrence Howard? Why? If such egregious things were happening, where was your advocacy for men then? Since they were losing their manhood and all these parties, that's all they went there to do. Why are you only talking now? Or if you were talking before, can somebody please share me the clip so I can look at it? Because we need to be fair. We need to be fair. We need to be fair. And if you did not attend those parties and participate, how do you know? How do you know? That thing that he said, that blanket statement, and that's what all those people in all the parties, come on now. Come on now. We know that sometimes we have the best of intentions. We have good initiatives that get spoiled by bad activities and bad actors, right? But to just blanket everybody that went there. How do you know? Where is the facts to back up what you're saying? Where is the statistics? I see people just, when it comes to the Sean Combs things, everybody just embellishing and going on. The story is gross by itself, all by itself. It is gross. Nobody needs to add anything to it. And I believe that everyone should be given a fair chance at justice, because listen, these conversations are being had as though the case has already been tested. He's been proven guilty. He was sent to the slammer and he is locked away for life. You would think the case has already been tried and tested and sentencing completed. It is crazy the confidence with which people speak about things that according to them they're innocent of and never participated in. It certainly leaves a lot of questions in my mind. It makes me question you, Terrence Howard. It makes me question you because, one, if you were aware these things were happening and did nothing, what does that say about you? And maybe you were just a coward. You were too afraid to talk because you were making money and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But it still speaks volumes about you. So now as you're talking about the Diddy situation, I'd love to hear you hold yourself accountable too. Hold yourself accountable. You know what? I had knowledge of these things happening and I didn't do anything, so I'm going to start there. I should have said something. And these are the things I should have said. I witnessed this and this and this and this. All you're talking right now, there is no evidence. I don't hear you say, I witnessed this happen, I witnessed this happen, but you're going to put everyone that ever went to a party. That's unfair. That is wrong. It's bad. That it's wrong and it's dangerous to do that. Anyway, let's continue. But like I said, what he said about compromising yourself, I totally am with him on that. And it's not about sexuality. Once you compromise on your integrity, once you compromise on who you authentically are, once you make that compromise, even if the world doesn't know you make the compromise, once you make the compromise, it will affect you internally and who you are. It will affect you mentally, psychologically. It will affect you. And it's a hard place to come back to once you've compromised yourself. But you can come back. You can seek help. You can face your demons, because we all make mistakes. All of us make mistakes, and mistakes aren't anything beautiful. Anyway, let's continue.
By some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once they're fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card. No matter.
So you're saying to me that if I compromise on my womanhood, I have no foundation to come back to? That's crazy. That's crazy. We can come back. Okay, for example, a lot of us grew up Christians, right? Not necessarily Christians, but in the church. And then we stray from it. But guess what? Never leave us. Those little lessons from childhood. We remember you shouldn't lie. Even when we tell a lie, we know in the back of our minds, we shouldn't lie. excuse me, and any day we want to decide that, you know what, I'm going to stop lying, is because that information in the back of our heads already are, that foundation is there, that we know we shouldn't lie even though we're doing it. And any moment now, conscious can bring us back, God can bring us back, our own information in our heads can bring us back, because we have that foundation. He speaks in such a loose way, I think, and that's what throws me off. I feel like he has something to say. He has a right to say it how he said and what he says. So let me be clear. I'm not telling this man to change what he said. I have the responsibility as a listener to listen responsibly. I cannot tell him what to say. He's presenting it the best way he knows how. But I'm just saying, it is so loose to me that I cannot take too much of what he says too seriously, because he speaks with such broad brushing. He just so such what hyperbole, such exaggeration, in my opinion. I feel like it's just very exaggerated and out there.
But man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing
like,
to a whole different place.
He didn't know that's where we're going.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that. They can't get it out.
We see Bieber struggling with that. We see, hang on. Did Justin Bieber come out here and say, hey, I'm a victim? This happened to me? When did he do that? Or are we looking on to people and making assumptions about their lives and the decisions they're making? I feel like this whole Sean Combs thing, people are looking at, it's like they're just grabbing victims from everywhere and come and say, come say you're a victim of Diddy, you're a victim of Diddy, you're a victim of Diddy. And maybe they are. But are we now in an era where evidence doesn't matter? Are we now in an era where because one says it, it's just okay to just say anything about anybody every time, everywhere, and you don't have to prove it, you don't have to have any evidence? I've been hearing people trying to make Justin Bieber a victim, and I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm yet to hear him come up and say, I was a victim. And if he were a victim, where were his parents, his family members? Where's the personal responsibility and the responsibility and accountability of those persons who were in charge of people? It's crazy. It's crazy.
They're here.
And let me be clear, I'm not here to advocate for Sean Combs, but I think this is problematic because this could happen to your child. You may not have a wealthy child right now, but what happens if tomorrow your child wins a competition and become a multimillionaire? And this happens to them, what would you do? You see, we set precedents with these conversations that we have. We are making history. This clip is going to be here for a very, very long time. And there's some people who are just going to grab what he says and run with it. Look into the comments. Like, people are like, yes, he's an icon, he's speaking out, yes. But nobody cares if what he's saying is actually true. Nobody cares? Or rather, how many care whether or not what he's saying is actually facts? It's crazy.
Out of their head.
It's crazy.
Things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card.
Personal choice.
You need therapy.
I agree with that.
That's the thing that hurts them the most, and so they end up...
Therapy. Everybody needs therapy, not just people who have sexual issues or who suffer from sexual problems or issues or challenges. Everyone, I would tell everyone needs therapy, because we all go through things in our lives that sometimes we're not equipped to handle. We don't have the techniques and the skills, and we need support to it. But to tag this just down to, this is all areas of our lives. And again, people are making choices. They said, right, you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it, except is if you influence somebody to do bad. All of a sudden, if someone follows you or comes to you and you say to them, do something bad, and they do it, you got them to drink the water. I thought you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't get them to drink it. And even if you put it in their mouth, you can't get them to swallow it. At some point in time, there is a choice made. Why can't we tell the story with fairness? Why can't we say, you know what? And those who bought into what he was selling, instead of making it seem as if, oh, he just poured it down people's throats. They had to drink it. They had no choice. They had to drink it, and then they had to keep coming back to drink more. even though the party ended and they went home. You would think when they talk about these parties, you would think people lived in the parties. You'd not think that people went home to a different place from where Sean Combs lived. You would think he lives with them. They're with him 24/7. This one man is he's been made to be so powerful. It is mind blowing. All along you hear how little power black people have until Sean Combs. Sean Combs have all the power in the world based on the stories I'm hearing. It is crazy. I think if this man really is a perpetrator, by the time they're done talking about him and the way they exaggerate, it's like you start losing, you start making him a victim. And that's why fairness and justice is important, because if you really, really want someone to be held accountable, you have to be careful not to turn them into a victim. You don't need to exaggerate the thing. Just say what it was and give everyone their accountability. And sir, I'm still asking, why are you only talking about this now? Why didn't you speak up about it before?
On drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role. They get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal.
And that's absolute fact what you just said. If you trade your integrity, you'll suffer the consequence. And that is personal accountability. Straight facts, he just said. In any arena, even if it's just at home, even if it is at church, even if it is at school, even if it's just along the side of the road with a friend, you're having a conversation, once you compromise on your integrity, and it's not just sexual activities or freak shows or freak parties that will take where you can compromise your integrity. I just sitting right here speaking with you, if I sit here and I just lie, I'm compromising my integrity. When you're having conversations with your friends and you run gossiping about people's lives and you're busy telling lie and blah blah blah, you're compromising your integrity. So I like that he's raising this, because absolutely it comes up on such a topic. And as I heard the man said, he didn't even know that's the direction he was going to go into. So I don't even know what was the conversation meant to be about. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to continue. But I agree with him. Once you compromise, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be. I don't think it's necessarily about manhood, because there are some persons who can have sex and it does nothing to their integrity because of how they have been socialized. It's not everyone who has sex before marriage feels like it was a sin, so to speak. It's not. Everyone does not does not carry our belief system. Everyone does not view life the same way. Everyone has a different story, a different experience, and different compromise apply to different people. So the same compromise does not apply to everybody.
But we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequence
Yeah.
when you said no?
Puppy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at it. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. He's sitting there, just looking at it. I'm waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit. Because
Okay, kudos to you, Terrence, and you have the right to not participate in activities that's against who you are. But I want to go back a little bit. First of all, the assistant said, I think he wants to. That's not facts. That's not fact. I'm not saying he's wrong, but I'm saying this is my critical thinking. This is, because I'm not coming in thinking you just want to do that with me. But anyway, just going by what he said. To think something isn't fact, that's your perception of a person. And just imagine if gossip was being swirled around about that person already, and you have that in mind, it's going to also further impact your perception. But let's go back a little bit more, even further, where he said, so Puffy, I think is what he referred to him as, the same Sean Combs Diddy, invited him to come and work with him. First of all, if you're calling me in to coach you, that would be a business move. It would be you're employing me, right? Because now I want to ask you, Terrence, in recalling this story, you did not establish whether or not he hired you. So you're telling me that this man, any man, just call and say, hey, come over and train me how to act. And as a man, you just get up and say, oh yeah, here I am, let's do this. Oh, Terrence, if someone calls me over, I'm an actor, and they call me over, they'd like me to work with them or whatever. First of all, there's going to be some money involved, some exchange. What am I doing this for? Is it that you're hiring me? And if you're hiring me, it couldn't be that you're just sitting. How long are you sitting down looking at me? Because if you hire me, then you book me for 30 minutes. When I come in for 30 minutes, I have a list of things that I'm going to be doing. So you don't have to speak. You can sit down and look all you want to look. But because I know I have work to do, I'm coming in with targets to hit in that meeting, with things to accomplish. And if I'm sitting in a meeting for 30 minutes on the first time and nothing happens, I come back the next 30 minutes and it doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm happy for the money. I'm collecting the money, but I'm not going to find any joy in not delivering after you pay me, because I'm not going to start thinking, hey, there's no such thing as something for nothing. So this man paid me for something. I have to come and deliver. And if I'm not delivering, I'm going to submit a memo or something to let them know I have not been able to complete my job, because when I come, you're not responding and interacting with me. You're just sitting looking at me. Nobody would have to come to me to tell me they think someone is trying to fuck me, pardon my language. I'm just repeating what he said. No one has to tell me that. I can, for myself, decipher if someone is lusting after me or if someone is hitting on me. And how did lusting become wanting to fuck? Because I've lust after people that I'm not necessarily thinking of having sex with. I could just be thinking, oh, your eyes are so sexy. Your lips. I could even want to make out with you, and I did not plan on having sex with you. Terrence, you have my mind going all different places. Because what kind of responsible man just gets up and goes over to somebody's house to coach him and then just sit there for hours while he's just looking at you? Or even for minutes, or even just for seconds, and you just sit there and you keep returning and just sit there? Who are you being that he felt comfortable doing that with you? There's just so much to unpack right there. Because if someone was this a professional meeting or not? And if it was professional, why didn't you say so? Why didn't you say he hired me? Because that's not what you said. And if he didn't hire you, then why did you go over there to do work for free? What was the plan when you made that agreement? There are too many questions there for me. And then when you said you lost opportunities and blah, 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 there's some points I had written on here that I wanted to get through on this topic, right? Letting someone know I'm sorry, this is something completely different. Oh, I'm at the wrong place. There's some pointers that I had that I wanted to share. That's all I'm going to share for today. But you can go ahead and you can listen to the clip yourself. Because time and everything. You can go ahead and look at the clip for yourself. But that's what I wanted to share that part. That part portion of the clip. But these are the questions I have for Terrence Howard and anybody else who's thinking like him. Can you lose an opportunity you did not create? When he says, oh, because for whatever reason, because he didn't bow or he didn't sell out or he didn't bend over, you lose opportunities. So hang on. How did you know you had an opportunity in the first place? And if I'm offering you an opportunity, don't I determine the stakes? I'm not saying they're right, and I'm not saying that people should use sex to as a means of convincing people to do stuff. But if we're going to address the thing, we need to really fully address it, because a lot of people use a lot of things and a lot of devices and techniques in sales, including sexuality. We keep saying sex sells. Isn't that what we say? Why is it when you have a commercial that has nothing to do with pretty girls, all you're seeing is sexy, naked people? We want to tie this entire sexual culture around Diddy's neck? Listen, I'm not here to advocate for the man. He has his own legal team. But I just feel like it's troubling the way everybody's exaggerating things and tying everything around his neck like there was nothing ever good about this person, but you found yourself in his presence. If there was nothing good about that man, why were you around him in the first place? Why would he be able to call you up to tell you to come over without establishing a business deal where you were paid to come? Where when you get paid, you knew there was an outline, a terms of reference for the job. Mr. Howard, where was the terms of reference for this job you took up? And if you didn't get one, why not? What was your plan? What was in your mind? What were you hoping to achieve by going to some place to work without a terms of reference? I'm just asking. Yes? And if you did not create an opportunity, can you lose it? Because the person who creates the opportunity is the one who determines whether or not they're going to give it. And they have the right to determine the terms upon which they do. Don't they? The next question I have for you, why would you want to earn where your ethics don't align? If all of what you're saying is true and you must protect your manhood and you're not going to bend over, why would you want to work for people who have people bending over? Why would you want to work for them? So you don't like them, you don't believe what they do, but you're upset that they didn't hire you. Make it make sense, because I'm not getting it. And the next one I'm asking is there a difference between lusting and sexual assault or sexual propositioning? When someone is proposing sex to you, is there a difference between lusting and sex? Because if somebody's just looking at you funny, that to me sounds like sex. If they're layering, how can my layering be an assault? I haven't touched you. You can move out of my space. You can leave. This is a lot. If that was my son, you see, it's easy to sit and look at somebody that's going through something and say, but what if that was your child? What if your child suddenly become wealthy tomorrow and this start happening to them? And I'm not saying that was the case for Sean Combs, but he's a person too, and he's somebody's son, he's somebody's father. And this hyperbole, this exaggeration of things, really, I think it hurts. It hurts the real victims. The real victims are hurt because it makes it so difficult for me to believe people when they speak. Huh? Why would you want to earn amongst people who you say have no ethics and you want to maintain your ethics? You want to protect your manhood, and these people don't respect, and they have compromised theirs. Why would you want to be in their space, in their network, in their business? Why would you want them to be directing you in anything? Why would you want to be telling their stories? Why would you want them to hire you to tell their stories? Because you're an actor. Why would you want to be playing their roles? That's all I'm saying. And is lusting illegal? If we're not mindful, we will blame others for what life deals us, when sometimes it's just life and sometimes it's our expectations, right? So, and this is what I also want to ask. Is Terrence Howard the good man who did nothing? Because evil prospers when good men do nothing. Is he one of those good men who did nothing so evil prospered? And if he didn't, I still can't beat him either, because he has his own brokenness, his own fears. There are things because when economics come into play, sometimes people compromise. Sometimes, just as those people were compromising, Mr. Howard, maybe you were compromising on your ethics too by not speaking up. They may have compromised by bending over, but you compromised by not speaking up. Yeah, but who owes you an opportunity amongst them when you don't believe what they believe? And this is something, sometimes when I hear people like, oh, they should hire diversity by diversity. I don't even believe, I believe in segregation. If I am, because, and as I'm not only do I believe in segregation, but we all do, because the entire world that we live in have segregation. You have one church, you have something called churches. You have something called schools. You have places called business places. That's segregation. That's separation based on operation, based on alignment. You're aligning based on what you do. So why shouldn't that be in certain workplaces too? If I know that I have a system where this particular party that I have, at some point in time in the night, I want it to be a freak show. And if having a freak show is not a crime, I want only people who would enjoy it and appreciate it to be there. If you know you don't appreciate it and you don't appreciate it and you don't agree with it and it goes against your ethics, why were you there? Why were you there? Why do you want to be amongst the people with whom you're misaligned? And then say they withheld opportunities from you. Yes, because you did not fit you probably did not fit the scope of who they're looking for. You should be happy. Everyone has the right to tell their story. And I thank you, Terrence Howard, for sharing your story, because your story is making me look at myself. To be honest with you, after watches and some things I was going through, when I wrote this part where I said, if we're not mindful, I wrote this one about myself, because I find that I do this when I like a guy. If I meet someone that I really like, I start develop stories because I really like them and I'm having feelings and blah, blah, blah. And I am way ahead of falling in love and they haven't even thought about dating me yet. If we're not mindful, we will blame others. And when they don't date me or they separate, I blame them for playing me. I blame them for doing this. A man can play all he wants. I'm an adult. I have instinct. I should spot when something is not working in my favor. And we need to start teaching our children to, instead of blaming people for everything, there's some things that people are responsible for, but we need to find our own little role that we play in it, because it's the only way we're going to be able to do our self-work, to become our best selves and have those breakthroughs, right? We have to teach our children that, listen, someone can tell you a lot of things. They can say, do this, do this, do this, do this. You don't have to do it. Even if they beat you, you can die for your integrity. You can die for your ethics, because if you're going to talk about ethics, you have to be willing to die for it. And if you're not willing to die for it, then you're going to compromise about, maybe sex is not where you're compromised, but silence may be where you're compromised. You're going to compromise somewhere else. So we have to find a way to teach our children how to truly handle uncomfortable situations, circumstances where they're not aligned, things that are happening that may go against their personal ethics, but not necessarily the other person's ethics. And we need to teach our children to stop fighting to get into rooms where things happen that we don't agree with. And then after it happens to us, we start complaining that you come in here and this happened to you, but you knew it was happening in here and you knew you should not come in here. If you know 10 gays work in a bar, what are you going into the gay bar for? And then when they hit on you, you complain. Is gays work there? What do you think going to happen? Human interaction, anything can happen. So if you know it doesn't align with your ethics, what are you doing there? And why would you want an opportunity from people you do not agree with? I just have those questions, okay? But thank you, Terrence Howard, for sharing your story. I certainly have learned a lot from it, and I value that you have shared your experience, and you have the right to do so. So thank you so much for that. Now, so it's time for us to do some unboxing. I have those two packages that I'm going to be unboxing. See, they're right behind me. And it's two packages that I have to unbox today, two Amazon packages, and that's what we are going to do now. I love unboxing. It's something that brings me a lot of relaxation and joy, you know? So I like to do those things that bring me joy, and you should do those things that bring you joy. Choose joy today. Choose the things that make you happy. So we're gonna open this package first, and that's why we have a bag, and we have a box, and then we have a package. So let's unbox those right now. All right, and remember, tip number 1: always remove your personal information from the thing. Always. Especially, I love that sound, especially before dumping the box or the packages, the empty packages. Remember, always remove your information from them. I love to hear the things rip apart and stuff like that. There we go. It's not a big package or anything. Let's put this away. Let's turn this off. There we go. So it's not a big package. There's this. All right, let's start with this is the head wrap. All right. So that's this. That's what it comes in. Don't do that. Don't put it in your mouth. How are you feeling today? Are you doing well? I hope I did not offend you with my discussion on the hot topic, because it's not my intention to offend anyone, you know. But I have opinions sometimes. I like to be able to share them, you know. I think I have something to say. Ah, look at this. Cute. Oh my gosh, let me see if I can put one on without causing too many issues. Wow. Do you like it? Look at that. Do you like it? There we go. Yeah. I can't see properly because the camera is so far away from me, but well, I like this. Oh wow, look at this. Very nice material, very soft, silky. Very soft, silky material. Yeah. So there are 4 of them. No, 5. 4? 5. Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are the headbands. Very nice. I like to put things where you can see them. Now this is a piece of jewelry. Let's see what this box is. Oh, the lights, the string lights. I also bought some. So this is the string lights. See the box? Just a small box. Yeah. I love unboxing. I just do. I just love it so much. Oh, these lights are pretty. Wow, they're pretty. Look at that. Oh, they're pretty. They're pretty. I don't want to take them necessarily out. And they work with batteries, so you'll have to get AA batteries. Three AA batteries, as you can see. And then you just. Oh, they're pretty. Wow, this is so pretty. It's really pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I don't have any. Well, I have batteries, but they're not here, so I'm not able to turn them on for you to see. But perhaps another time I'll show it to you. Yeah, really pretty. Really pretty lights. And it is star. You see, it's a star. It's pretty. Really very pretty. Wow, I like it. I like them a lot. And this now, ooh, the spider thing. Yeah, it's something to get rid of spiders. It's all pest repellent. See? And warning, do not eat, keep out of reach of children, people with allergy, do not remove white protective thing, do not touch skin, store in a cool place. Okay, so I'm not going to open it. Friendly to human and pet. Okay, so this is friendly to us, but because I'm not going to be able to wash my hands right away, I'm not going to go any further with it. So that's what this is. I want it. Oh, but you can see on there what it looks like. And you not to take it out of its package. Sorry. It warns not to be removed from its package. So that's what that is. And this now, this is actually jewelry. Okay. So it comes with a bag to keep it in. And you're flamazing. You're flamazing. I'm flamazing. Little card. Stand tall. Embrace your beauty. Be flexible. Spend time with your flock. Don't be afraid to get your feet wet. And never forget how flamazing you are. Oh, thank you so much. This is so cute. Thank you. Thank you. So it has a little bag. And then this is the bracelet. It's a charm bracelet. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's open it up. Oh, I like this little bag that is sent. Ooh, it says it's sterling. It's what is it? Silver. I don't remember if it's sterling or not, but it's silver. And it you can adjust it. See? Let's put it on. Oh, it's cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's cute. And it complements mine that I had before, that I had on before. See? It's cute. Oh, I really like it. It's cute. It's very cute. This is my watch. It's the watch. Okay, one more package. Then we're done. And this one, this is the one. So remember, always remove, first thing, remove your information. Remove your personal information before you do anything else. Right? And you rip that apart. You can even shred it. I have a shredder, but because, yeah. You can shred it, burn it, whatever you want to do with it. But just make sure that you do not dump your information legibly. When it's still legible. When, rip it apart or something. Protect your information. However best you know how. But protect it. Yeah. And I've purchased this before, as you can see. So, ta-da! Ta-da! So, the plastic is there so it doesn't spill because it's liquid. Only liquid. No leakage. And I like that. I appreciate that. So, there's no leakage. And then the other thing, yeah. Oh yeah, box is empty. So, it's open. Let's open it. Yeah. When I'm unboxing or unwrapping packages, I just put all the garbage in the bigger package, so there's no mess when I'm done. I just pick it up and dump it, and we're good to go. Right. Okay, let's see. Wow, it's pretty. So that is. That's this. Do you see that? Do you see anything different? Looks a little shiner to me. Yeah. Ah, ta-da! Ta-da! So these are what we got today. And oh, I like this little thingy. So cute. Yeah. So now it's time for us to talk about our funding.
Are you an entrepreneur or business owner looking for ways to increase the business cash flow? Well, you're at the right place. Go grab your pen and paper, then let's begin.
Bear in mind, conditions apply. All grants have specific deadlines. For more information, please visit our website at www.mycoachministry.com. Scan this QR code now and begin.
All right, here we are. Here we are. It's now time for me to share with you the funding alert, right? The current funding that are available are top 25 funding opportunities, top funding opportunities for 2025, more specific, April, okay? And again, like I said before, this blog is updated every single month. So when you hear this podcast, if you hear me talking about a specific month and we're not in that month, just go to the blog and find that month. It will be there by the time that month comes in. It's published on the first of each month. So the latest information is published the first of each month. So if I'm talking about April, but you're watching this in March, just go to the website and you'll find the information for March. I'm sorry. March is long gone. That is there as well. But if you're watching this in May, June, July, whenever, you're watching this beyond April 2025, just know that you can go to the website and get the information that's relevant for the month that you're in. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope I've said it more effectively. There we go. So let's look at what is here. I'm going to be, we have global opportunities and we have Africa specific opportunities. I think I've already shared those ones. I went into those. And then we have Canada specific opportunities. And I shared the Canada specific opportunities in the last one. I read them all out so you can check further. And now today we have the opportunities only within the United Kingdom. We have those, and I think those are the ones I'm going to be going into based on the time that we're in now. But let me go down first before I come back here. And then we have opportunities only within the United States. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see where I make it clear that if you are seeking funding, if you are seeking state specific funding, all you have to do, here it is, there are also over 70 opportunities within specific United States, which are not mentioned in this article. If you have questions about funding / grants, resources, and opportunities for the most recent opportunities by state, click this little button right here, the link below to request the information. So right here where it says Ask Coach, click this button right here, or come down here and say Ask Anything, click on Ask Anything, right? So you can either ask there or you can just click the Ask Coach button. And or just come down here and click, where is it? Comments. Oh, I think it's because it's me. All right, you just, sorry, here it is. You just come here and you leave a comment with your question and publish it, okay? So I can see it. Now, I just want to go into more details with regards to the funding within the United Kingdom. Here we go. There are 3 of them, and I'm just going to read them out for you. So you have the Chick-fil-A True Inspiration Award Grant, True Inspiration Awards grants range from 30,000 to 350,000, with a collective 6 million awarded annually to non-profit organizations throughout the United States and Canada, Puerto Rico, the UK, and Singapore. Application deadline for submission is May 1st. Remember, we're in April now. May 1st, 2025. Funding up to $350,000. Then you have the Horsham Leap grants. Green Leap grants of up to £5,000 will be available for small Horsham district-based businesses to fund climate-friendly projects, which will not only help future-proof their businesses, but also support the achievement of their businesses' climate ambitions. LEAP grants of up to £2,000 will also be available to fund other project ideas, which will help boost local businesses. And this opens April 2, 2025. It's already open, because it was opened. I think that was last week or the week before, the 2nd of this month. It was opened, right? So it's still open for you to go and uptake. And then the third one, which is the final one, is the innovative UK KTN resource for sourcing grant programs available. Listen, resource for sourcing grant programs available in the UK across all sectors. Funding opportunities section allows visitors to the website to filter grants by sector or type of funding required. So that is a grant database. Very, very useful. I always say it's important to have a solution seeking attitude as an entrepreneur, as a business person. Seek funding, and it's okay to apply and be rejected, and you keep applying. Get into the habit of seeking funding. Get into the habit of seeking help. Get into the habit of reaching out and asking for help. It's a good thing to do. It is something I'm also working on myself, learning to ask for help, because I'd have been much farther along if I was better at help seeking. Let's become help seeking individuals, help seeking entrepreneurs, help seeking people. We don't have to struggle alone, and too often we do. Too often we struggle alone when we don't have to struggle alone. Oh my goodness, we have come to the end of another program. Woo, we have come to the end of another episode. Wow. We have come to the end of episode 8. Can you believe it? Episode 8. Oh, I cannot believe it. We've come to the end of episode 8. And I'm extremely grateful. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for liking. I've already have one of my closest friends. She's like, oh my gosh, I have thoughts. I have some things that I want to say. I want to join your discussion and stuff like that. And I'm so looking forward to that. If you'd like to join my discussion, if you'd like us to collaborate, if you'd like us to partner on some of these podcasts, reach out. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your ideas are. I am open to working. This year, and I make a promise, if I'm here for 2026, I'm going to work on become a better collaborator. I want to become a better networker. I want to connect more with other entrepreneurs and other business people and people who are doing podcasts and stuff like that. I want to collaborate more. It's never been my my area of strength. So I know it's something I'd have to work on, really work on, and I'm willing to do so. So I just want to say thank you so much for being with me today. I hope that whatever I shared with you today was useful. It was empowering, but mostly that it was worth your while and that you enjoyed it. I hope you had some good times. And I just want to say thank you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Please share it with a friend. Tell somebody else about it. You know what I mean? And I will be pulling the segments apart so you're able to, when you're rewatching, you can go specific to the segment that you want to watch. All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is such a pleasure project for me. I am sorry, not just pleasure. It is pleasurable. I mean, it's pleasing. It is pleasing to do this, but it's a passion project for me, is what I meant to say. And it is my hope that it's empowering entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs, you are my people. You are my people. So not that I don't love anybody else, but we were all born entrepreneurs. But that's a different conversation. We were all born creating, okay? All of us. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And may today be your best day. May today be your best day yet in 2025. Please seize every moment of joy. Every moment that brings you joy, seize it. Every moment that makes you feel proud of yourself, seize it. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye. I love to open new packages. I will give you the latest information on the top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me and Coach Racquel, and it is this passion project for me, so I am so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching.